My Corsair is there. This battleship, okay, now has run out of coal. Just drop a fat bomb on it, like so. Now we have this city as well. Oh, the eternal question. How much to pillage and how much to actually fight? I think we've got to move a little bit quickly here. Pillaging is really good. Really, really good. I can't afford to stand still either. Privateers only need 3 movement to get a good pillaging in. So we will coastal raid. 222 science. Is that it? That feels like not enough, but I'm getting 2 turns worth of tech here. So chemistry has been finished and now we're on to electricity. Look at that. Perfect. Our Corsair still has movement. I think I can land on this. Good. Even got some frigates appearing now. Wow. 1 bomb. City now down to 0 health and it says major defeat, but not stalemate. So I think I can take that. This city is exactly the same and so is this city. I mean, if I can just get a little bit of a landing, let's give it a try. And attack, take city, done. Attack, take city, done. Attack, take city, done. 3 cities, 1 turn. Totalitarianism boosted. That sort of checks out a little bit. Okay, the southern city is loyal. This city is a -11. This city is a -23. We've got to move even quicker than we initially thought, but this is good infrastructure. Really, really good infrastructure. +2 campus, +2 campus. Once we unlock conservation, I'll be able to artificially inflate the appeal of a lot of tiles around. So this campus, for instance, needs to have this farm replaced with a wood like so. Then that will become a +4. This is exactly the same. So these are the optimizations that we are going to need. Where is the plant wood thing? I can never find that symbol. It's just gone. So annoyingly, this is all on my same continent. So one of the most helpful cards I could put in right now, colonial offices, 3 loyalty per turn for cities not on my original continent. Alas, that will not work. Maybe I can get rid of elite forces at this point. It's depredation cavalry. This is what I'm trying to make, really. I could, I guess, take rationalism out and elite forces out and put in praetorium and limitini in for press gangs. Stick chivalry in to get some more plundering units. Maybe that's the play. Yeah, we're going to get more science if we do that. I see. Elite forces is really good. Rationalism out. Visselbanken out. Press gangs out. Limitini in. Chivalry in. Praetorium in. So this is the loyalty at the moment. +4 in this city. We've got -1. This city is effectively stable. -11. We have 5 turns on this city. So in the next one, we've got to take fairly rapidly. Nelson, you can't provide visibility. That's really annoying. I could fly a bomber over though. There you go. Now I've got visibility. You see, there's a battleship sat in this city. That's really annoying, but the battleship does have insufficient coal. Maybe we have a chance here. I will just Valletta the walls up though. I just want to make sure that if anything does just run out of the cities, it can't just take them back immediately. That would be highly frustrating. And we're going to build coursers, diggers, everything we can to punch above our weight. Actually, printing, let's just get that quickly into cavalry, then into computers. I know I keep pushing walls back, but it's just gonna have to happen. Oh, Cabal, double experience from battles that I initiate. Oh, we are stacking experience up. This is how we get depredation. That's the most important ability that we could be getting right now. Oh, we're being savaged by warrior monks. No. The digger, printing, +3 combat strength. There's been a lot of flooding. Let's see how bad this actually is. 16 results, really? Oh no, you've got floodplain in me. You have to be so specific on the searches sometime. Right, we've lost a wheat, a rice, a farm, tiny little pointless island. Mausoleum has been flooded, but is still working. That's okay. 2 tiles there, a random tile there. That's fine. Nothing is lost at the moment. We only have 11 turns. Oh, I can't even go for military sets. We just actually got to rush print computers. We have to. I'm sorry. We've got to do it. In order to get the loyalty under control, I think I've got to take Orebo as soon as possible. Does involve bombing an area with a really decent battleship. However, my bombers are only taking a small amount of damage here. So I'm actually, again, going to save for promotions. We're just going to lay into the city, take a little bit of damage, and then next turn, heal up when we're ready to go. I think that works for me. Yeah, walls are down. City's dead. Good. In the meantime, don't mind me whilst I raid. How much experience do I actually get when I attack with a frigate? 10. Okay, that's quite a lot of experience. I like that. That's a reassuringly large amount of experience. China are now really quickly doing the space projects as well. Oh, I'm not in last anymore on science. Look at that, my slight pillaging has caught me up ever so slightly. Now only 13 techs behind the tech leader. Only 13, that's fine then. Another cheeky pillage. And electricity is mine. That means I can now invoke the power of submarine. If I had oil, that would be a fun thing to do. I do not have oil. It doesn't say that I'm going to lose the Corsa, so I'm going to give it a try. Normally, as I say, it has stalemate as the option here. No, it's fine. City taken, city mine. Minus 14. This is only minus 2 now. That's plus 10. Okay. Right, I feel like this beachhead is good, and we need to celebrate this by gifting these Swedish cities to my wonderful channel supporters. In the south, Tech Poet. Then we have Frankincense Battlezord, Alex Frost, and Cartesian. All 4 of you may discover a few things. Some of the city is underwater, some of it is on fire. A lot of it seems to be speaking this weird Swedish language. Don't worry about all of that. Just do what you do best, and I'm sure everything will be fine eventually. I'm also just going to take the time to let all of my bombers get level ups. This is a good way of healing them quickly. We have given ourselves almost 50% extra culture, by the way. So much extra culture. Sweden really did have some fun stuff. They really did. We got so lucky that the AI had overbuilt their battleships. Clearly, it was just the best troop they could spam to try and stop me. And I respect that. That's absolutely fine. But it meant that they ran out of coal. And as soon as you ran out of coal with a unit like that, it's all downhill from there. We have seized, by the way, Great Bath, University of Sankor, Jebel Barkel. So 3 wonders. That's pretty decent. And there's more to come. Great Library. Machu Picchu's a big one. Ooh, that's a good take. Yeah, so just eliminating Sweden from this game is going to be very handy for us. So my big problem at the moment is a lack of bomber space, but I have finally got my military engineers over onto the Swedish homeland, so I'm going to do the same thing I did by Salty Tech and pop down some airstrips. That will help, but in the meantime, everything else on the original continent, well, you might as well just clear the area for me a little bit here. Grind some era score by taking out some very, very powerful troops, and level yourselves up at the same time. Everyone else that can reach, well, Stockholm is the next target. This is where my spy is at the moment. They can be transferred eventually, but Stockholm is by far the biggest city. That is absolutely what we need if we want to stabilize our control of the area. Hello, random Swedish island. Don't mind me if I just borrow all of your stuff. This faith pillaging, very important, because Valletta is going to need to put the walls up in about 2 turns. I cannot afford to lose any of my faith per turn right now. It is very, very important for me. Ottoman Empire has declared war against Granada. These are the sorts of things that would be very useful if I was able to liberate them. Keep an eye. We'll keep an eye out for this sort of thing. Oh no, this is my level 2 spy. Please, please. Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, come on. I love spies. I love them so much. That was an 86% chance success there, and they are dead. Good work, Holly. Good work. All right, I guess we're making another spy. Get that one on order. More gold? Yes, yoinky yoinky. Let's try and rush through conservation just a little bit. I think I can afford 1 more pillage and I've still got the movement to come back. I do. Get back in. Haha. I shaved a bunch of turns off conservation. Lovely. More resource management. More trees. More everything useful. 2 turns on Cartesian. Hold. Hold. That's all you need to do. Just continue holding. And 1 pillage here. Conservation. Right, that helps. That helps a lot. Elite forces is really good. It is draining my gold like crazy at the moment. I don't think I need chivalry anymore. For loyalty purposes and for science purposes, I'm going to stick Republican legacy back into the government. Raid, Praetorium, Lieutenant. I don't think I can afford to get rid of anything else at this precise moment, although I do want to go back into a bit of a more economic government as soon as I can. There you go. Right, that should really help on loyalty. -4 now, -3. Yeah, we just bought ourselves another couple of turns. Next up, go for nationalism, please. Unless going for wars of religion would help here. I am under Sweden's religion. It would not help at all. Hey, good to know. Good to know. It's worth checking. Stockholm will probably fall. I don't want to say next turn, but maybe the turn after. And in the south, this city, Gothenburg, should now fall as well and actually has an aerodrome. Nice. Blah, blah, blah. In you get. With a bit of a nick of paint, this should be fine. It all should iron out eventually. Oh, their armies are beginning to return though, and it's making making Corsa pillaging really tricky because these are all anti-cav with about 92 strength. So even if I upgraded them to cavalry, I don't actually know how powerful these would be. The answer's probably not very. 3 envoys, 1, 2, 3 into Geneva. Now, actually, does it make sense for me to hang on to my envoys all the way through to Cold War and containment? Probably not. I'd rather take a little bit of extra science now. 1, 2, 3. This will give all my libraries +1 and all my universities +2, which is me above 400. Now, Canada is on 600. That's not great, but at least we actually pulled them into... Oh, we did briefly pull them into the war with Sweden. Sweden's making peace with people. Now you see, the reason I did that was because Canada wasn't getting the Geneva science bonus, but now they are, which is a bit worrying. And yep, they're onto satellites. They haven't got smart materials yet. They haven't got nanotech yet, but it's a matter of time. So this makes a difference. +3 campus with 3 adjacency. Pop down the woods. Now it's got +5. There you go. Look, we're fixing the campuses by planting trees. You see, we always wanted to be part of this empire. We're fixing it. We're making it pretty. We're making it beautiful. One good thing about doing all of this pillaging, did you see that? We're actually reducing slightly the strength of city walls as we do it. So this is actually a really good technique just for general combat. Weaken the targets by pillaging around them. Give them war weariness. Let them finish camp. Oh, actually, if they finish that campus, that'll be a nice fun little pillage. Come on, Stockholm. You only want to resist because you think you want to resist. Just join me. Walls are down. Of course, I won't win this turn, but next turn. Come on, Cartesian, can you hold? You just about. It's going to be close. It's going to be very, very close. More research labs are popping up everywhere as well. How's the Nobel Prize doing? Actually, we're in second and I haven't run any projects yet. That's pretty handy. Means I probably should run some projects in order to make this work even better. What's more important, industrial projects to get people like Goddard, or science projects? I think engineer projects are probably more important right now. So we'll go for some industrial zone projects, but it's a bit of a jump between the two of them. Yeah, let's run some industrial zone projects. That will generate us great engineers, but it would also give us more of a chance to get Goddard. We don't want Alto. Alto's good for adjacent or appeal for, campuses and things like that, which is normally useless, but is pretty useful for Australia. But we can't let the AI get Goddard. That's the main one. Faith pillaging, though. I need 1, 2, 3. I need 0.75 movement to get back to the city center. So we might as well treat ourselves to a bunch of faith. That will help with the letter before the climate changes for the worst. Oh, they just charged one of their Caroline armies towards me to kill a military engineer. Harsh, but understandable. We've ground out an era score golden age here just by using bombers, which count as single units to kill enemy armies. We're outnumbered, I say. Such rubbish. I love how it gives you that bonus for being outnumbered in inverted commas. Right, if I move across now to this campus, I can get a couple of pillagers in here while Stockholm is on 0 health. Anything else that needs pillaging first? Yep, get that so we can move you on. Oh yeah, before I forget, here we go. Flood barriers. You can actually afford 10 of them, which is really cool. So I'm just going to cycle through the cities and use the letter to immediately print them into existence. Really good to lock this in now. Dr. Bobby was at risk of absolutely sinking there. I'm pretty glad we got it. There you go, Adam. Just watch my gold per turn, by the way. They are so expensive to maintain. It's like 2 gold for every tile or something like that. Yeah. Oh my lord, this is costing me so much money. But we've protected, amongst other things, a bunch of campuses as well, which is really good. Zaf needs a barrier. Tech Poet does. And that's it. So we don't need much more faith. Just a couple of pillagers. Right, to continue doing our pillaging. What do we want to pillage? You know what? I'm actually just going to take a risk here. Let's go straight for rocketry so I can get the spaceports down. Then we'll go for military science after that point. Which alliances do I want to continue? China is a scientific annoyance for me. I'm only 8 techs behind them. Still 13 behind Canada. They are racing. I think I'm going to have to actually attack Canada to stop them winning. They're not too far off giant death robots. And once you get to that level, you begin to have real issues. What alliance level am I with China? 2. So if I go to war with China, then that's war with the world. So we will just make sure that we maintain our alliance with China so we attack them right at the last minute. I think the Ottomans have the same problem, yeah. They're less of a threat, and we still have a target in Canada. So we don't have a shortage of people to attack. So let's just keep this, keep the research alliance going, and we'll keep Canada in the firing line. I will have to denounce them at some point, but I don't actually have much of a way to get my army over at the moment, so maybe we're going to have to rush not rocketry, but aircraft carrier. Let's do that then. Rocketry into research onto aircraft carriers. Yeah, let's give it a try. Well, now we know what we are pillaging for. Let's give it a go. 1, 2, and then 3. Stockholm is totally pillaged out. I can't make that attack, but I can make this one. That should give me Stockholm. My spy is shunted out, but that's okay. That's fine. Loyalty, -5. Cartesian is now loyal. Alex Frost is now loyal. Amazing. Amazing. Right. Stockholm, you're under new management. Garrett Gowan, in you pop. You know you've done a good job when you see all of this that needs fixing. Oh yes, repair it all. Repair it. Chile, I left the industrial zone. Could have pillaged that one, but that's actually giving power to the entire area, so maybe that's not a bad thing. Send my new spy over immediately to Canada. Go to Toronto. It's one of the last targets for me. Stealing tech is going to be tricky, but we'll give it a good crack. What's that? A little bit more pillage for old Ursa. Oh, thank you so much. There is rocketry. Now, that means that we can start on the rocketry sites or spaceports. And, well, some cities are not going to have space for them. I realize this. However, I did leave just about enough space for my capital, so you can pop a 16-turner down. All known, I'm going to need you to, I mean, you're Ferris wheeling it up. I might actually just buy these through because these are really handy just to keep the base cities at home happy. So get that research lab in, and then you're going to rock a spy for me, and then you're going to rock the spaceport down on this tile. Which tile? Doesn't really matter, does it? We'll go for this one. Got a Nobel Prize to win. Hopefully. That means actually we'll get a ton more aluminium if we win this. So we're kind of hopefully going to focus in on that one. Salty Tech. Actually, could you do me a solid? Got a water park going for me. Thank you. More airstrips. There we go. I'm just putting these down everywhere just to make sure that we have range to be able to move my planes around, to make sure that we always have something in range to do the bombing. So I built a bombard, which has given me an envoy with Nalanda, and then I can put 2 more in to make my research labs even tougher. Starting to get closer to Canada's science score. We're not quite there, but the closer I can get, the more scientific power I'm going to have. I tell you what, these digger units are very good at fighting back against the anti-tank units that Sweden are popping out. Hurricane. Okay, there's a lot of cities in range of this thing. The only way it could go is north. Which way are we going? Southwest. Oh, our conquered lands are about to get a little bit more of a beating, but never mind. Just going to have to deal with that one. And now all of our bombers, well, you just get 3 range. Can you please hit this city? Actually, I say that. We should probably do the pillaging first, just to weaken it down, like so. Thank you. Flood barriers are installed everywhere important now. Why every single city that we can put them in. Good. Very good. Keep on bombing. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. How are we losing? -154 gold per turn. It's the flood barriers and the units. The units, of course, is a really big one because of elite forces. I think that's draining me way more than I realize. We won't use that for much longer, to be honest with you. It's had a good run. It's had a really good run. Maybe it's not as needed or important anymore. Look at all the artwork we have borrowed. It's quite good, isn't it? Watch the hurricane. Watch it. Let's have a look and see which way it travels. Hopefully it doesn't do too much damage to us, but you never quite know which way the AI and Sid Meier will do. Oh no, it went Super Steve-O's way. Oh, bam. All right, we've lost an aluminium mine. That's a big one, and we've lost a coal mine. 3 population lost. Oh. Okay, I think it did a lot of damage to Yerevan rather than me, but still, we need that aluminium mine open because we've only got 5 turns left stockpiled in, so I'm gonna have to just pull a military engineer back to come and fix it. Another city falls. It's mostly on fire, but it is now Australian. Walla Walla Bear. There's a lot to fix. There's a lot to fix, but I'm sure you'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be great. Well, next spy, if we've got one going to Toronto, I'll send another one to Halifax. We can actually steal quite a lot of science from Canada, so we'll do that if we can. 2 forts needed. Trying to get all of the boosts that I can get away with, so there's another one. Bam, ballistics boosted. Amazing. What else do we need? We've got all of the boosts up to extract an artifact. I actually have an open spot in Cartesian, so you could get an archaeologist eventually. Catching up on tech now. We are now 3rd, joint 3rd, but we are still 7 techs behind China and 11 behind Canada, and both of them are almost on the moon. The Canadians, they come from the moon. What can we do? There's nothing that anyone can do. How's the culture victory going, by the way? China are starting to do pretty well, actually. There's a lot of rock bands flying around. Tamir, Georgia is the opposition to that with 600 per turn. I don't think the AI is likely going to win a tourism victory. Not with 245 tourism, but that might get better as the game progresses. We will keep an eye out for that. In the meantime, the quicker we take Sweden out of the game, quicker we'll be able to attempt to win this thing. All of my bombers now have long range on them. They're getting progressively more useful. And that was an attack that just killed my unit. Okay, ignore that. Always check if it says stalemate on the victory like that. It did. There's no point attacking. There's no point attacking. The unit will just die. I can't believe I did that. Never mind. We move on. We pretend like it never happened. Total denial. It's the only way. Right. Time to change to a pure scientific run now. Raid, I'm not going to get much at the moment. I don't need the loyalty. I don't need the loyalty. I don't need the combat bonus. Here we go. Rationalism. I think you need to get in. This will bank an in for my spaceport building, craftsmen, and retainers for now. This gives me the science that I need, hopefully. Let's see if this pushes me into happiness. Not quite, but almost. I just need a troop to sit in every city. That in itself should be pretty easy to do. There are some very cheap units that we can just have sitting around, like skirmishers. Just build one of these, thank you. How many skirmishers can we build in a single set of turns? These do have a bit of the maintenance cost. They're not free, but they're almost free. Oh, Adam is so close to not being loyal anymore. Liang, go help out. Thank you. Really, really want to become Ottoman, don't you? It's all of this land. You're being attracted to their fantastic and beautiful empire. No, you have to resist. You have to. The hurricane, by the way, took another 2 population out. Did some damage, like it's blown up a factory here and there, but I think we can recover from this. It wasn't so bad. Just like minorly bad. Karlstad, the next city to fall. Hello, hello, hello. Will now be known as the Great Jono. Enjoy your place in the sun. You only have one more to take. You know, we've actually almost caught up with science per turn on Canada now. They are on the moon. They haven't got the next project just yet, but it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Little island, Swedish city taken. How are you? And you are loyal. I was going to say, how are you not loyal? Skeptical Bear, get in there. You got any walls and you going up? No, this is just a totally unsinkable island. Amazing. I think we actually have to proactively denounce Canada as well. Excellent. Excellent. We should do some trading as well. I've got serious trade problems going on. Gold per turn is not a healthy or happy thing for me right now. The big difference between Canada and Sweden is Canada is currently sitting on an army of 1,800 military strength. They are fortified. They are ready to go. 10 cities, 97 population. They've got seawalls up. I think I've seen nuclear submarine armadas around, so their city attacks are going to be pretty much maximum strength. They're going to be really, really tough. Really, really tough to beat, but we'll do what we can. If it's possible, we'll get it done. If it's impossible, we'll try anyway. Steel is up. No more building walls. They just magically appear. 621 science per turn. Georgia would be quite a tough take. Georgia's unlikely to win anything at the moment. That's the thing. They are building Americana though. Maybe Georgia is someone to attack later, but she is a naughty government and alliance level 2. Just spamming out nuclear submarines as well. Maybe not the easiest take, but I could attack from my capital. There's enough planes over here to make that attack, so maybe I'll let this alliance expire, you know? Only got one trade route to them. Yeah, I'm gonna let that one expire. So there is Alto. I do not want Alto myself. I want Goddard, so I'm gonna pass. Let the Ottomans take and then see who's up next. Hopefully that's a good bet for me. That I'm gonna start moving my very, very disposable privateers around. I want to start circling Canada ominously. Again, it's all about that pillage game. It's where we're gonna have the most fun here. Actually, we have a way in here. I've just spotted something. Canada is allied to Georgia. I can't declare war on Georgia, but I can declare war on Canada. And if I declare war on Canada, I declare war on Georgia, and an emergency will not be triggered because it wasn't me declaring war on Georgia. She declares war on me. Well, okay then. That might work out very tastily. Yum, yum, yum. Every turn just seems to be like endless rock bands in my ears. What's going on here? China is still China-ing. Okay. well, if we start taking people out of the game, they're going to find that victory increasingly difficult to obtain. So hopefully this is going to be enough. You know, I hadn't really thought about it until this point, but this gold situation is now becoming a problem. I can just about keep selling stuff to keep me solvent for a little bit, but this is a turn-by-turn issue I've got going now. Come on, people. What do you mean you don't want to buy anything? I have to start selling all these books after a while. No, don't do that. You'll make the culture victory worse. Actually, big old meaty trade routes will help. Come on, get these in. Actually, the more I look at this, the more I realize Nalanda is incredibly important. I need to take Nalanda because there's 2 sources of aluminium and also coal and the ability to boost a tech later into the game. Yeah, this is going to be a really important take for me, especially because if I go to war with Canada right now, I will lose access to both Geneva and Nalanda because Canada's got one, Georgia's got the other. That's a problem. Amani, I'm going to need you to take Nalanda as soon as possible, and we're going to need to actually get as many envoys in as we can here. I've already got 2 saved up, but we haven't got enough to also take Geneva, which is a bit of a problem for me. All right, we'll work on envoys. Envoys are suddenly very important indeed. They always have been important. Now they're more important. You know, I regret making all these skirmishes because they're being finished as rangers, and rangers are really, really expensive. This is part of my problem. I was probably spending about 35-40 gold per turn. That was a bit of a mistake. Stop making rangers. Don't do it. No. How much oil have we got? Come on. Give me a glut of it. An absolute glut of it. Oh, 2 sources by Bob Loblaw and 1 by Jono. Yes. Get all of this oil in. Thank you so much. Very economically helpful. How do we keep losing so much gold per turn? Like every time that the turn ticks over, we seem to be losing like another 20 or 30 gold per turn. What's going on? Don't do this to me. Don't keep doing this to me. Let's stick in conscription. Retainers isn't going to last long anyway. I'd like triangular trade. The powers of triangles will help a lot, but can't afford the wait. Cannot afford the wait right now. I think one of the main lack of golds in this game is the lack of mercantile city-states. Often you get at least a couple, but it really does help when your shipyards and your lighthouses are generating just a small amount of gold. Just a small amount. That's all we need. Oh, you know what we could do? Armani into Puppeteer Armani. Now, I'd need 3, so 2 more promotions, but that's possible. It would help me to seize Nalanda. Still going to need more envoys. Is that the play? Or do we have to go now for Raina to get a little bit more gold? And I'm not joking when I say that we have a bit of a gold problem, but tax collector is only likely to really bring us in like 20-30 gold per turn. I'm going to go for Armani. Let's just hope this is enough. As soon as I can start pillaging again, it's going to be a lot easier. Pillaging is basically my main source of income. Very good source of income as well. Well, Canada has just started to pick up uranium. Ah, that bodes well. That is 3 turns worth of gold. Hey, sometimes you just have to take it, and I'm going to pillage out this city before I take it. Sweden, you have 1 more turn. It happened again. It happened again. There's another like 20. Why? Why does this keep happening? Shah. Oh, Shah is useful. It's not Goddard, but I'll take... And Goddard is up next. Oh, right. Yeah, we really need to make sure that we get Goddard. So we've got 1, 2 cities. No, just the 1 city on projects. No, 2 cities. Danny Darklord, Sinikush. Yeah, I probably need to get a couple more. I'm thinking about it. Canadian battleship armadas. Lovely. Canada also has coal. So just so you know, we're unlikely to repeat the same trick twice. Only 9 turns in this age, by the way. Then we'll go heroic, and that will massively help. Did it again. It's another like 15 gold per turn. What's going on? China has actually just taken over Nalanda. All right. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. So if I was to drop 4 envoys into Geneva. Now Geneva's a tie. That means Canada is no longer suzerain. So now we can declare war and not lose Geneva. This is going to be a messy war because we've now declared war on Georgia as well. That'll throw up a few resources at least. We must intervene. We must intervene before Canada does space. Luckily for me, I was ready to intervene. Ish. Okay, I wasn't quite ready to intervene. We haven't got raid in our government yet, but it's close enough. Let's just quickly take Sweden out of the game. This makes it a tiny bit easier and stops that culture victory. Welcome, Clint. There's a lot of NITA, a lot of science going on in this city. I'm going to need it up and firing at full full strength as soon as possible, please. Oh, of course. It counts as Georgia declaring war on me. I've got 100% extra production everywhere. Oh, well, all right then. That's useful. That's really good to know. 5 turns for Spaceport. Yeah, let's just get that fixed quickly. Thank you very much. Oh, it really shouldn't have. That's wonderful. I think we broke the system accidentally. All right, well, let's get these coastal raids in. They don't need to be perfect. Any resources right now help, and there are jet fighters in this aerodrome. They're not gonna let me pillage it at all. Not a pillageable thing? No. Maybe it's sunk? No, it hasn't sunk. Don't know why it's not letting me pillage that. Okay, fair enough. And thus, the bombing commences, which is going to be incredibly difficult. But if we can take Quebec, Quebec gives us good access to Brantford, and then Brantford lets us go for Winnipeg, Hamilton, and onwards. It's all just a matter of cascading dominoes, really. Extra range? Oh, I thought with the extra range formation we'd be able to reach Quebec. That is unfortunate. Fine, we've got a military engineer coming along to make another airport, but that is slightly unfortunate that we can't reach. Never mind. China is cool on the Georgian war, but not the Canadian one. Weird. The Ottomans, they will get involved. That's good to know. We've actually knocked Canada's science down considerably now that they are not super friendly with Geneva anymore. Oh, the Digger and the Ironclad were both killed by fighter jets very quickly. Okay, Canadian Air Force is going to be a problem. Gonna have to go very slowly, very methodically, but we now have aircraft carriers. That'll help. That'll help a lot. Let's go to nuclear submarines briefly. They don't require any strategics and they can pillage with impunity. Let's also make more commercial hubs because I am desperate for gold. I am really, really desperate for gold. Raid, raid, everything must go. Everything must be raid. Ah, there we go. Good turns worth of raiding and we have a lot more gold now. Don't forget we can also produce a lot of troops. Now, I don't have the gold to maintain a lot of troops, but I can maintain some. What is the range on a jet fighter? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so if we hang about here, we should be fine. I say should be, as if I really know what's going on. I don't. Now, if you're wondering whether or not this is uranium or myranium, this is the answer to the question. There's some on a little island down to the south. That is under a ski resort. Sorry, not ski resort, a seaside resort. Everyone wondered why the ocean was yellow. So yes, uranium under my entertainment complex. Delightful. That is in my allies' land. That we can go and get at some point. And that is absolutely a target as well. Good to know you have options. Speaking of options, this battleship armada is going to be an absolute headache. My bombers can barely deal with it. I should probably, actually, if I give one bomber I upgrade to take on planes, that would help a lot. That would help a huge amount. Actually, we also need to do things like building aircraft carriers. Where is the naval unit card? Is it in cold water? Yeah, cold war. That's excluding carriers, but that's how I'm going to get my submarines if I want those. All of this renewable energy. Renewable for my economy, I should say. Look at all this. Oh, yes. Yes. Feed me everything. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Portland, Clint Hennis, The Nickerman, Daddy Bear Todd, Toon General, Civilized, Scott Stratton, Major King Kong, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Radiatore, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, Polar Beret, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedged, Mushkin Mandletort, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Polar Waller Bear, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Indigenous 68, Technology Poet, Teddy's Ursa, Zaf, Barnaby Rex, Charlie Bears, Flying Dutch Burbs, Nate the Great, Alex Frost, Mean Penguin, Interplanet Janet, Frankincense Battlezord, Sleepy Lab, Bookaluk 79, Bob Loblaw, Davalex, Geography Teacher, Juvara, Hal Carnassus, Morax, Sinikush, Kappa Yobby Virani. Thank you everyone for your support. See you all in the next video. Goodbye!